Hey profit takers, welcome back. All right, so in this video we're going to cover ES, which is S&P, and NQ, okay, which is NAS, right? Obviously. So we're speaking about Forex and futures, which always correlate, they interlock. The patterns are the absolute same. It's just depending on which broker that you are trading with, okay? And this is MT5, this is AMP futures. So primarily only trading S&P, the indices, gold, and of course, the energies like, okay, so gas, crude, we have, so yeah, that's pretty much all I trade now. Okay, so in this video, guys, we're looking at the signal that kind of lets us know what's going on, which is the breakout, right? The close and breakout signal. Now, I love the pattern where, okay, so you come to the charts on Monday and you're trying to figure out what is going to be the deal here. Okay, and just like the previous video I did on the Russell and YM, all these markets on Monday pretty much broke out, and they were all in breakout. We count back 3 days and we see on Thursday that we had a peak low that closed in breakout short, right? So this obviously failed on Friday. Friday triggered the high, and that's just a little clue of a range expansion. This range expansion can also fail, right? It can fail immediately or it can fail eventually, right? Or maybe it continues, who knows? So continuing meaning instead of closing down, right? Even though it's still above the open, it's still closed down, right? But nonetheless, we're in breakout, guys, right? We can see Thursday we had a breakout at the low markets. We had the shorts in the markets, and now those failed, and now we're at the high, and the longs are in the market. So now there's a high possibility that this could also fail. I mean, I don't know if it will, but there is a possibility. So what I do is now I'm just like, okay, I want to know what's in breakout. That's one of the first ones I'm looking at. And is there opportunity? Is this thing going to fail or what, right? In my timing window, because sometimes the trades can play out before my window, as we saw earlier how YM played out beautifully early. Okay, I'm gonna quit messing with this. All right, so we had the peak high, and I believe this also broke out around 12 o'clock when the breakout finally fell. Let's take a look. Yeah, 1700 is 12 o'clock. Okay, so that did start to break down and give us a reversal at that point. Okay, so Tuesday comes. All right, so this is our 3-day pattern, and we know that we know it's official. Like our first red day is official when it broke the other side, right? So as of right now, we had broken the low. So this was an outside day, obviously, because it broke the previous day high. This is the inside high. Okay, it broke that. Now, this is a little janky, right? You see these little separators in here because this particular week, last week, as you know, it was a holiday week. Wednesday, I believe it was New Year's, it was closed. And Sunday's closed. So you can often see that the PTAD may count, is going to count all these days irregardless. But if it starts on this, like on pretty much the peak high was on Monday, the count is the same, and it counts, you know, obviously you can look at it as this is day 1, which is 1, 2, and 3. All right. I was taught to count it, you know, after the peak has established, right? So now we have the peak, and then we have 1, 2, and now today's Thursday is the 3rd day. I think it works either way, you know, because after learning how Stacy Burke trades, he counts day 1. So this, it would technically be, let me bring my, I need to highlight this because this is how I like to annotate this, just like I learned with him. So we have the market where it broke out there, and then once it broke this level here, this is day 1 and this is day 2. So of course 1 and 2. And then this one officially closed below the open. So obviously this is our first red day, and it followed a peak high. That is like the clean setup, the perfect setup. And just like the other indices, guys, this one did give us the trade. We had the lower low inside here. It gave us a trade so darn early. I missed that one. So that one had already played out. But the lows were still broken, guys. And so, you know, that still kind of says to me that there could be a possibility that we could still continue to drop one more time, right? Because as the indicator says, we have 2 days and that have broken the low. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it closed in breakout, right? I didn't set it up that way. I'm thinking about doing it, but I don't know that I'm going to make any changes yet. But this is basically, because anytime it triggers the previous day high or low, it's going to count it, right? So just like this one on Wednesday, it didn't really necessarily break all the way out, right? But it did trigger it. I guess you can count this as a breakout. It broke out here and then closed back inside. But that is a count, right? So we have technically 2 days of the previous low broken, and we're often looking for 3 and 4, right? Once it gets to the 3rd day, then we know that that 4th day could possibly do one more push, and then the reversal could happen either that day or the day that follows. Okay, so now we have an inside day, a true inside day for today, Thursday, right? And now we have to wait to see which side of this inside bar is going to be broken, right? Are we going to technically take this low here, right? Because now we're looking for this level to be broken, right? Okay, are we going to break through this low? Okay, and then and carry on down here to this major level down here was what I'm looking for. It does kind of give us indication that that's probably what's going to happen. So I'm definitely looking for this market to pump and dump. Now, it could fail. It probably won't do that, right? I don't know. But at this moment in time, this is what it's looking like. And I just have to see if that's going to play out, if we're going to get another push, or if this level is going to continue to hold, and then we're going to go the opposite direction. Not sure. Okay. All right. So, and this is the same goes for, just slide this on over here. Same goes for the NQ, guys. You can see here, pretty similar as well. As you can see, we had, let me make this M30. You can see it. There we go. As you can see here, I annotated this one like we had 4 days of breakouts to the low, and then we had that peak low again. This was Thursday. This was a peak low. We had our higher high, right? It broke that high. And then we had Monday, we had the other higher high, which was then considered the peak high, because, you know, the markets were in breakout until the following day when the actual breakout actually started to fail. And we can see that by the lower lows that were inside. Again, another perfect pattern, right, where it came up to the previous, with the closing price, not previous, sorry, the closing price of the previous day, actually. And you can often take your trades from that. And this one also ended up going short later on. Actually, this was at 9:30. This was perfect. This was perfect with the window, right, that we're looking for. The big question is, you know, which you want to pick 1 or 2, maybe 3 trades, right? Sometimes, you know, you can pick the right particular instrument and that one plays out beautifully right at the window, the opening time that you're looking for, right? And then sometimes it could take a little longer, just like with the YM, and the other ones were totally later on that day. It's just knowing that you're looking for what's in breakout. I love to look for what's in breakout, right? I love the 3-day patterns or the 2-day setups, where here you can clearly see that this was a peak high, it was in breakout. And then on the second day after that, on the range expansion day, which is Tuesday, We got the signal with the lower low inside and then another pump, right? We're always looking for that before we get in right at the timing window. That's just like super duper key, right? And I love it when it plays out that way. But are you always going to pick the right particular symbol to trade or the instrument to trade, right? That's the part that always gets me. I don't always pick the right one to trade. Sometimes, again, you could be waiting for YM to go and it's not going, and then NQ goes right at that 9 o'clock, 9:30 window, right? So it's always a constant balance. You have to constantly balance, what to look at, what to focus in on, and then just be okay with that choice, right? You have to be okay with your choice, right? But this one was a beautiful trade where we, had the first red day signal. So we were expecting this thing to continue to short on Wednesday. And again, we did get like a little, low hanging fruit trade, if you will, right, for New York, but it wasn't anything tradable in my opinion because the trade happened so early in the day. I didn't get this opportunity to trade this. It was just too choppy, right? Did not play out well. So with that being said, when markets do that, then I can expect the move to happen on the next trading day. Obviously, today, Thursday, is not a trading day. So we're most likely looking at this to play out on Friday with non-farm payroll, which would be fantastic because we'd love to see this thing do a pump and dump, right, and break this level, right, or get to this level and hold. Who knows? It could just get to this level and break. Obviously, whichever one of those happens, we'll be great with, totally fine with. But that's the bias, and that is ES and the NQ, both pretty much similar. Okay, we're gonna have almost 2 double inside days on both of these guys. All right, double inside days, which is a very powerful signal day or signal days. We should have a very explosive market. We should be able to do a pump and dump into this level here and then perhaps even break it. Okay, so I hope hope you got some value from it. Feel free to leave some comments. Give me your inputs on what your take is on this. Again, this is just my own opinion on what I've learned over the past year of following Stacy Burke's trading style, and it's really honed into what I learned with BTMM. And I think both of those strategies have made me a better trader, more patient. Of course, I'm not perfect. I still have my losing streaks. I still have my ups and downs, and it's just a balance act. It's basically what it is. You're constantly balancing, what it is that you're doing every day in the market and making sure that that you stay level-headed, right? Because this thing can, you obviously, if you've been trading for a day well, maybe not a day. If you've been trading for 6 months, maybe a year, then you know how difficult this can be and how important it is to manage yourself, your emotions, and then you'll be able to get through it, right? Because the markets will always be here and there's always something you can learn, and I'm always taking notes and I'm doing the best to be the best, right? So with that being said, guys, that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao for now.